This is Bruce Boudreau, and it's time for Clay's Canucks commentary live. Let's go with Clay right now.
Hey Canucks fans, and welcome to Clay's Canucks commentary live, presented to you by Van City Experts Real Estate. I am Clay, Emo Canuck Clay, and this is my Canucks take, all in one take. It is Thursday night, January the 26th, and if you're new, here's what you should do. Hit the subscribe button now for daily Canucks insight that's positive, timely, and trustworthy. I fixed my camera, so now the lighting looks better, although it makes my forehead look shiny once again, and it does accentuate just how much I need a haircut, but that's okay. Got my nameplate up. I think I had that up last night already, but I think I got to secure it. I can already see that it's starting to fall off. But yes, everything is good. Moderators, thank you in advance. Do what you got to do. Members, that's Legends, Hall of Fame, and franchise members, thanks to all of you. And everyone else, thank you. I appreciate you being here no matter where you're watching from, whether you're in my beautiful neighborhood of Steveston, in Richmond, in the city, in the Lower Mainland, province, country, continent, or around the world. Thank you for being here. You know that I do not take you for granted. You know that I know that you could be watching, doing anything else right now, getting ready for school, bed, work, or all three. But the fact that you are here, I always appreciate you, and I never take you for granted. So subscribe so you can get active in the chat section, and so you can get my videos every single day. Like when the news broke of the Andrei Kuzmenko signing, I was there within 10 minutes and I had my video. Well, it took me 10 minutes to record. So I was there within 20 minutes to have my video out there for all of you. So subscribe, like the video. We're only at 30 right now. So that means we should be able to get to about 15 likes right now. So make sure that you do that for sure. I see saying, I know that you know that I know you don't take us for granted. Exactly. I'm going to try and put as many you knows and I knows as I can in one sentence. So subscribe, like the video, leave donations, get that donation train out of the station. You can always upgrade your membership. If you're a member, you can become a member if you're not a member, but most importantly, get active in the chat section. As we start, I am now at 9682 when it comes to subscribers. 9682. I would love to get to 9,700 by the end of the month. We're tracking that way, but we will see what happens. If you're listening on a podcast platform, make sure you rate and review, and I will talk for the first 10 to 15 minutes, and then I will turn it over to you for your comments. We're going to talk about Andrei Kuzmenko because that is the big news for the day. I was going to talk about Rick Tocchet calling his team soft, but I'll save that for another time. You guys can talk about it if you want, for sure, but I'll talk about the Kuzmenko signing mostly. And JT Miller gets the donation train out of the station. Choo, choo. Thank you, JT Miller, with the $5 donation. That is awesome. Thank you. I appreciate your support. Let's give some love for JT Miller in the chat section, as JT Miller has another teammate re-signed for 2 years in Andrei Kuzmenko. So once again, JT, thank you for that awesome donation. Appreciate you. Appreciate you very much. Let's get into this. I was surprised. Well, vote on the poll question first about this deal. Do you love it? Do you like it? Do you dislike it? Or do you hate it? And you might be saying, how could we hate this contract? And you don't hate it for its actual value. You might hate it or dislike it because of what it represents and the opportunity costs that it represents. So let me explain. First and foremost, the biggest news is that Andrei Kuzmenko has a 2-year extension. So we know that this year he was only signed for 1 year, and he was only signed for 1 year because of the terms, because of his age, and because of he was basically an overage rookie. He's 26 years old, turning 27, and when he signed, the announcement was in June. I remember I was in Sweden with Jacob. The announcement was in June that he committed to the Canucks, and he actually signed that contract in July. So it's only for $950,000, $950. So what a steal. He's already got 21 goals, 22 assists. So he's got 43 points in 47 games. He's just under a point per game player, which is awesome. For $950,000, that is awesome. So 21 goals, 22 assists, 43 points, plus 4, only 4 penalty minutes. 2 of them came last night. And he has 11 power play points. And his shooting percentage, this is going to come down for sure, but his shooting percentage is 24.7%. 25% is his shooting percentage, which is absolutely crazy. He's turning 27 years old in 2 weeks or so. So right now, I agree. As Sky said, he's the best contract on the team right now, for sure. So if you like this deal, you like the fact that some people were talking about $6.5 million. So the number itself is really good. When you look at it in a vacuum, $5.5 million for hopefully he's going to be a 30 goal scorer for not only this season, which is he's at $950,000, which is amazing, but then for the next 2 seasons itself. And Zal is basically getting to exactly what I'm going to get to. So in a vacuum, whether it's a Dyson or whatever, a Dyson vacuum, this contract is fine. And especially when you look at it compared to Connor Garland making 4.95, to Brock Besser making 6.65, this is a really, really good contract going forward for the next two seasons. The play, obviously, after these 2 seasons is to see if he then can cash in for a bigger contract. He'll be like 29 years old when that one ends, and then he'll be looking for his last, 5, 6, 7 year contract, kind of like JT Miller got. But that's down the road. So for the Vancouver Canucks, great, $5.5 million over the next 2 years. The challenge behind this contract is, what could you have gotten for him if you traded him? So actually there's 2 angles. The first smaller angle is actually, let me go back. Another benefit for the Vancouver Canucks is Pettersson. Now, when Kuzmenko's new contract ends in 2 seasons, well, 2.5 seasons technically, well, you're gonna say, what does that have to do with Petey if Kuzmenko leaves? But if he plays on Petey's wing for the next 2 seasons, Petey and the Canucks do better, PD may be more inclined to sign a long-term deal as opposed to a short one and then force his way out of the city like Matthew Tkachuk did in Calgary. I don't worry about that. I know a lot of people are worried about that. Say, why would PD want to stay with this team that's in kind of disarray? But I don't worry about that just yet. Okay. I really don't worry about that just yet. So let's talk about the challenges of this. Number one, do you think that the Canucks are truly going to contend in the next 2 seasons? A lot of people don't think the Canucks will contend in the next 2 years, but maybe Jim Rutherford and Patrick Allvin do think the Vancouver Canucks will contend. So you do need good players that can score goals, obviously, and Kuzmenko is one of them. So that's one angle. A second angle is we need centers. If we're not re-signing Horvat, then we're going to need centers. Even if you move JT to the middle, there's still JT and PD. That's it. Then you have Lazar and Oman, but those you need a good third line center. Or to round out the top 3, or even so. If you count Miller as a wing, we got a lot of money in wingers: Miller, Besser, Mikheyev, Garland, Kuzmenko, to name a few. All going to be big ticket items next season. So that's if you consider Miller a wing. If you consider Miller a center, you still need centers. So that's one challenge about this. But the biggest challenge about this contract, this re-signing, this extension, is that if you don't, let's pile them together. If you don't think the Canucks are going to contend in the next 2 seasons, and if you think we have a glut of wingers, this would have been a perfect chance to trade Kuzmenko. Because imagine him on a playoff caliber team playing on a second or third line somewhere at $950,000. You're basically, and it's prorated, half that the season's gone already. So a team could bring him basically in for $300,000 by the time the trade deadline comes along. So you're adding a player for free. You're adding a player for free, basically, to help you with your playoff run. And then you can try and negotiate with them, and he might go, but you might not need him to stay. So the Canucks certainly missed an opportunity to recoup assets. What would Kuzmenko would have fetched? Who knows? Wouldn't be as much as Bo Horvat, but it would certainly be more than Luke Schenn. So would you have gotten a high draft pick for him? Maybe a pick or a prospect, maybe a roster player and a lower pick. I don't know. I actually don't know, and we'll never know unless the Canucks are still going to trade him, which I doubt. This would be pretty amazing if they actually sign him to this extension, and now they're going to trade him because there's some cost certainty there. But I don't believe it. I think this ownership loves Kuzmenko. They see how the fan base loves Kuzmenko, and they want to. And you do need some players. You can't just have a team that's got no good players, especially if imagine they try and trade guys like or buy out OEL, Myers, Pearson, Garland, Besser. I'm not saying they're going to, but imagine if they're pretty aggressive in doing so. You're going to need some players on your, and Horvat's gone. You're going to need some players on your team that can actually score. So I'm just kind of trying to lay out the options for you and why some would say it's a good trade. I mean, good extension. Why others would say it's a poor extension. And then finally, it has everything to do with Kuzmenko's extension. Did the Canucks basically make their choice? They chose Kuzmenko over Bo Horvat. And if there was any hope that Horvat was going to still negotiate or the Canucks were going to re-sign him, I think I think that notion is out the window now. Kind of interesting how Kuzmenko at 5.5 is making exactly what Bo Horvat made for the past 6 seasons at 5.5. So you're basically replacing Horvat's contract with Kuzmenko's contract. And Rick Dollywell said that Horvat's agent has been in town the past couple of days, and the Canucks have not even met with him. So I guess the Canucks basically are going to do what they did for Chris Tanev and Jacob Markstrom. Is they're not from a standpoint they're going to lose Horvat for nothing, but they've kind of made their decision that they're not going to go forward with Horvat. So there are so many angles to this, you guys. There's so many angles. There's Kuzmenko's contract in a vacuum, 5.5 for the next 2 seasons for a 30 to 40 goal scorer. Good. Excellent. Very popular among his teammates and especially among the fans as he tries to improve his English without his de facto interpreter. Remember, translator is for written, interpreter is for oral, verbal. I say that like once every month on here, but it's true. So you can't say that Podkolzin was his translator unless they're writing stuff down. You say Podkolzin was interpreter. Okay, thanks for letting me clear that up. So he's endearing himself to fans right now for sure. And yeah, he's a great player. He scores a lot of goals. He's a smart player. Got to work on his defense a little bit, but so does a lot of people on the team. So there's all those really good reasons to sign Kuzmenko. But then when you look at the big picture, you look at, does this team think they're going to contend in the next 2 years? Don't we have too many wingers already? And most importantly, including those reasons, is did we lose an opportunity to trade him for some assets? Because imagine the haul we would have got with Horvat, Kuzmenko, and Schenn, all those at this trade deadline, all UFAs, pending UFAs. So it just underscores to me how important this trade, this transaction for Bo Horvat is going to be. Because now you might get a mid-round pick for Luke Schenn, so not a lot, nothing that's going to help you right now. So if you are going to trade Horvat, it looks like they're going to do that, is you have to maximize the amount that you're going to get for Horvat. And Karan, nice to see you. I hope you are having a great Thursday. Clay, set up looking sharp, maybe even sharper than you. Well, that's tough to do. I am the founder of the GLCPC. And Mark says, extending Kuzmenko just makes me feel a huge trade is being finalized. And that's fair. I've heard some people say that, Mark, that maybe they are getting ready to move Bo or even over the All-Star weekend. Ben D says, maybe imagine Michkov and Kuzmenko on the same team. Yeah, let's keep imagining that. That would be cool. So I'm going to lay that out for you before I do my mid-show sponsor read. Let's end this poll. And I'm not sure if Jeff is in the chat today, but let's see if he gets upset if it doesn't add up to 100%, because I'm sure it won't because of rounding. And yes, actually we lose 2% here. These only add up to 98%. So 50% of you love it. 38% of you like it. 7% of you don't like it. And 3% of you hate it. So that adds up to 98%. And yeah, and if Jeff's here, I'm sure he's going to get upset. And just before I go to my mid-show sponsor read, a really funny question from Andy. Clay, are you never tired in the morning? Stay up late and start early. Yes, I'm very tired in the mornings. I don't always make it to work right at 9, but I'm always there later than 9, not 9, later than 4:30. And I do work nights and weekends along with studying, bowling, running religious education, and keeping up my channel. So I love it. I'm not complaining. My kids are old enough to do it. To allow me to do these kind of things. And Gail is really, really good for that as well. Last thing, and then I'll do my mid-show sponsor read, then I'll turn over to you guys. Tomorrow, pretty excited for Game Over Vancouver. We're going to make history on the Game Over channel. I know Game Over is only 2 seasons old, but for Game Over Vancouver, the show I do for the Steve Dangle Podcast Network, we're going to make history tomorrow night. Number one, it's going to be the latest starting Game Over episode ever at 11 p.m. Pacific time. So imagine, I hope Robert's not planning to moderate it. That's like 2 a.m. for him in Toronto. But the second reason why we are making history tomorrow is it's the first time it's going to be a father-son combo. Mostly because none of the Game Over hosts are as old as I am. But secondary, and not a lot of them have kids. A few do, but they're not old enough to talk. But for me, I'm going to bring both Sean and Jacob on. We're going to somehow all three of us fit back here, or maybe I'll let Sean and Jake sit and I'll stand behind them. I still got to figure out how that's going to look. But tomorrow night, Sean and Jacob with me, not here on this stream, but on Game Over Vancouver. I can't wait. We're going to be at the game first, watching Vancouver take on Columbus. And then for those of you that want to see Sean in my streams, for those of you that want to see Jacob in my streams, you're going to get both of them, but not on here, on Game Over Vancouver. So yeah, I see. That's like sitting in a tornado. Actually, you just gave me an idea. I see. You know how sometimes, depending on what kind of mood I'm in a good mood tonight. Usually I'm in a good mood, but I'm in a really good mood tonight. At the end of the stream, I'll ask you a funny question about having Sean and Jake. But I got to think about how I'm going to frame that question. So we'll talk about that in a second. And Justin says, yes, history in the making. So we'll some fun with that at the end of the stream. Let me do my mid-show sponsor read, and then we will get going from here. Basically, I want, don't press submit yet or enter or whatever, or the arrow yet, but I'm going to be asking you, what do you think of this Kuzmenko signing? But don't just tell me what you think, love, like, dislike, hate, but tell me why. So what do you think of this signing, and tell me why? Shout out to my primary sponsor, Van City Experts Real Estate. Contact Jason Lim and his team for all of your real estate needs. Shout out to my secondary sponsor, Perform and Transform Personal Training Weight Loss. Sign up now for a free 21-day weight loss challenge. ptformweightloss.com/CanuckClay. It's scrolling across the bottom of your screen right now. How do I do it? Like this, right? There it is, right there. Oh yeah, right there. Look at that. So yes, use that link, and then you can, Coach Patrick will contact you. Again, a free 21-day weight loss challenge. Thank you to Gassy Jack Art, maker of this fine artwork. Thank you to Monkey Nine Brewing, my eternal sponsor, and to Vessi Footwear. Look for my next promotion with Vessi coming up in about a week or so. Don't forget to subscribe so you get active in the chat section. You get my videos every day. Like the video. There's 72 of you in here, which is awesome. Only 21 likes. So let's bump that up. You can leave donations. You can, like JT Miller did. You can also become members, upgrade your membership, and most importantly, get active in the chat section. Rosario says, uses his 1 month membership message. Thank you, Rosario. Says, hope everyone is doing well and having a great night. Awesome. Thank you, Rosario. Nice to see you. So let's go. What do you guys think? What do you guys think about this deal? This is me personally. I may be horribly wrong, but if they want to successfully retool and rebuild, obviously sell high at the deadline, improve the defense, and get cap space, and then go from there. So yes, they did not free up any cap space. In fact, they committed more money to it right now. Good signing because it would help develop Kuzmenko more in his career. Watching Kuzmenko, you can see a player that has all the ability to become a 70, 80, 90-point player. Whether he reaches his potential in the Canucks or another team, he provides so much that a lot can. I like it, but I don't love it yet because I want to see how it impacts the rest of the moves made. Yes, especially Horvat. Ownership will never allow for proper rebuild, way too focused on short-term gain and 2-game playoff revenue. Maybe they win a game. Maybe it's 3 games. I like the deal, though. I feel someone like a Miller, Besser, Garland, or Yale Myers will be gone. My gut feeling might be wrong, but they may still find a way to re-sign Bo, but might be wrong. I like the deal, but wish it was for 3 years and closer to 5 a season. Yeah, the longer you go, though, yeah, actually, that's yeah. I really think they wanted to be out done this deal when he was still in his 20s, like 29 years old. Kuzi hat trick tomorrow. Interesting. Like the player and value for chemistry and production. Unsure of how it makes sense organizationally because it doesn't fix our problems defensively and it won't help us be a contender in 2 years. Yeah, he's a good player, but you're right. Are we going to be good enough to contend in 2 years? Hello, Harry. If Horvat gets traded, who do you think will be a good face-off guy on the team? Well, Petey and Miller are going to take the lion's share for sure. Signing is good for only 2 years. No risk at all. That's fine. Yes, Kuzi did sign. I won't put your screen name up only because I don't want to read it out nor people to see it. But yes, Kuzmenko did sign. With Kuzmenko, I'm in the middle. I wish they could have traded him to a decent return, but I can understand especially the chemistry with him and Petey, and he's what Brock was supposed to be. This Kuzi signing probably means Brock or Garland are gone. Also could mean a Bo trade is already in place. Yeah, that's fascinating. Do you sit him out tomorrow night just so, and then he goes to the All-Star game, or what happens there? Who do I think wins Stanley Cup this season? The Boston Bruins are playing the strongest right now, for sure. Kuzmenko only 1 year younger than Horvat. Probably could have got more in return for him as opposed to Besser and Garland. Yes, Bruce, there it is. I agree with you. Keeping Kuzmenko will be enticing for Petey to re-sign. Yeah, that's fair, Rome. I made that point. And it's not that Kuzmenko might even be around for Petey when Petey's turn to re-sign. He'll be around for one of those years. But it'll just make Petey's time here more enjoyable over the next 2 seasons. Can't trade everyone. Oh, I did show the sign. Otherwise, who is EP going to 40 going to play with? That's true. Yeah, you need some good players for sure. Think about Garland's production and effectiveness compared to Kuzmenko, yet Kuzmenko only makes $500K more. Yes. Oh, you're talking about 5 versus 5 now. Yes. Best contract, I think Hughes or Demko. Yeah, good value there for sure. You think Canucks would get a right-hand D and a center back for Bo? Yes, I think they could. Just don't know the quality, but I think they could. I wonder what value Besser has on the market. So upsetting knowing the player he was and could be. I know. I still think he has some value. He's not just a throwaway, but certainly not as much as potentially before. I like the signings. It gives PD someone to play with as well as sales management vision to PD. That's fair. This may be the wrong mindset since obviously these two don't have value, but do you think they should sell low on Garland and Besser? This team desperately need cap space. Yeah, that's poor asset management though, but I hear what you're saying, Peter. I love this signing because this is for Petey. If they plan on building this team around Petey, they have to give him good players to play with, so he wants to stay with the team. Yes, good point. Petey happy Kuz got signed because he got scores on his line. He's probably tired of playing like it's his first year with the Canucks. That's fair. Marcus, are you back in Montreal? Welcome. If people are thinking they signed Kuz to keep Petey happy, that doesn't work. Petey will be RFA next year, so if he resigns, Kuz will UFA the following. Yes, no, Zao, I made that point, is that technically, yes, Kuzmenko is only going to be around for one more year with Petey, like one of Petey's new contract years. But for the 2 seasons in the meantime, at least Petey has someone to play with and to bump his stats. So I do think there is some merit to that argument for sure. Yes, I did see that rumor that Dallas and New Jersey are the most serious for Horvat. Good deal, but you never know how players play when they get older. We never know if this will be the player like he is now with Bo gone, will be the new captain. I do think it's Petey as well. Very long shot, but some talk about a Kuzi trade could still happen. Yes, I just mentioned that, Justin. I think I mentioned that only as you were coming in. Oh, absolutely. He's much more valuable now, but I think that this team likes Kuzmenko too much. Who would Horvat represent in the All-Star game if he gets traded right before? I actually think he would still represent the Pacific Division because that's how he was voted in. So if he does get traded before February 3-4, my guess is that he to not upset roster balance, I still think he plays with the Pacific, although that would be weird for sure. Some Raptors talk from David. Raptors retool or rebuild. Interesting. No, don't change the name on my account, Yuri, but I just probably won't put it up on the screen. And thanks for respecting that. Which young players would you like Alvina Rutherford to target, whether it's now or at the deadline? Yeah, Peter, that's these speculative questions are tough for me because I'd have to really go. I haven't really thought about who might be available. It'd be easy just to spit out names, but it would be kind of irresponsible to do so if I don't know who's actually gonna be, on the market type thing. First and Brandon Carlo for Horvat. Is that enough? Is that enough? I'm not sure if that's enough. Well, I guess it depends where the first is. Get rid of Myers and Josh. Who's Josh? Dakota Joshua? I think that the free agency market has some stacked players this year, like Taves and Patrick Kane. Yeah, too old though. But yes, there will be some good free agent. Dylan Larkin as well. Shorter contract. It's good in case something doesn't work out. Or a new management group in 2 years. Wouldn't that be something? Why would we buy out Myers if there's only 1 year left? No, that's true. No, you want to trade him because you pay him that big bonus and it actually becomes quite tradable. Yes, Edmund Kuzmenko's new contract starts next year, July 1st. Some tank talk for the Raptors, applicable to the Canucks. Bear to baby. Well, not him, but his partner. Yeah, his wife. Yeah, I hope he plays tomorrow. I'm sure Rick Tocchet wants to see what he has in Ethan Bear. PD gets a legit winger for years to come now. Please find a right-hand D for Hughes. I like Shen, but other than his physical play, he's slow and he turns the puck over plenty. Yeah, we need to improve our right hand. Ironic if New Jersey gets Bo. Yes, that would be fascinating. Would I do Bo for Bo and Byron? I would. Who should be the next captain? I think Pedersen. Sign and trade does happen, but it would be pretty savage to trade Kuzmenko now after all those smiling, re-signing photos. Yes, on the Canucks social. Stone cold indeed. Yeah, he loves it here for sure. Jaskrin says the Raptors will be fine. Am I nervous or excited? Always excited. Always excited, fangirl, because we are truly going to go in as a seller. Thoughts on the Canucks being interested in Severson from the Devils? Yes, I do like him. Also try to get rid of him in the last offseason. I did not know that. How many players are most likely getting traded? So tough to say. I think you got to go Horvat and Shen at least, though. Rosero is predicting a busy trade deadline. Peter's nervous. Dakota is a fighting machine. Wait out Myers' contract and then buy out OEL. Hey, Tyler. I saw the picture. That's awesome. Thanks for posting that. Yeah, I don't know. The OEL one's interesting. It's not bad for a couple years, but then you're stuck with it for a lot of years. Each game, I feel like Myers goes to the penalty box. All season penalties. Yes, Myers is. Yeah, he's just bad. Would it be so Canuck if Bo gets hurt next game? Yeah, I've heard some talk that you should not play him tomorrow night. Do you think Quinn is decreasing his career, or just slow year? Agree. No, I think Quinn's been great. You look at his point total. He just doesn't have a lot of good partners. Special guest in chat. Who did I miss? You guys are all special to me, but Jay, tell me who's the special guest. Who did I miss? What did I miss? First overall pick for next year NBA draft in Victor Wembanyama. Connor Bedard of the draft, 7-4 when he goes for a layup. That's crazy. That is crazy. What is Alvin doing? Patrick, you okay in there? Yeah, he doesn't talk much, Peter. I hope Bo gets traded after the All-Star game. I think Horvat, Shen, Brock Myers will get traded. Yeah, I think that's a lot. Yeah, Friedman said that basically that Demko's not as untouchable as we may have thought. Yeah, Boston's having a good year. Rosero for sure. No, I did not aware of the Lakers trade, Harry. Even though you have to pay out OEL for a lot of years, it's better than having him pay it full price for the rest of his contract. That's fair. Fangirl's nervous. It's not that I like trades, but too many trades. You're probably saying it's not like I don't like trades, but too many trades will keep all the insiders on their toes. Yes, absolutely. Absolutely. Do I want Brandon Tanev for Shen? Tanev's okay, but he's a forward though, right? Our issue is we need more defensemen. Myers to Boston, probably not this trade deadline. Not sure if this was said earlier, but pretty good night for Tank Nation. Yes, 3 of the 5 teams below us all won tonight. Arizona, Anaheim, and Chicago. Actually, that's a really good point. We should look at these standings real quick. If you're looking league-wide at the standings, go to the bottom. Yes, Arizona, Anaheim, Chicago all won, and then we play Columbus tomorrow. So there's still a bit of a gap We're right in the middle. We're 3 points behind Montreal and 3 points up on San Jose. So still a bit of work to do for sure. Seattle actually looks like a threat. Yeah, as much as I dislike them, you can't deny that they're looking pretty good right now. Those losing teams were awesome tonight. I get Demko hasn't been great, but are we seriously going to trust our current goalie tandem? No. We see how much we miss Demko for sure. The buyouts, I want them to change it a bit. If buyout and then resign, then that resign amount should come off the team that used a buyout on player. Yeah, but then I hear what you're saying, Mark. But then isn't that just an easy way to circumvent the buyout and then resign? You mean resign with the same team, Mark? Explain what you mean. I want to think about that a bit. Tomorrow, battle of the tanking Jackets versus Canucks. A huge tank night for tomorrow. How many nicknames does Myers have? Chaos Draft, Tank Commander, anything else? Great defensive player and can chip in offensively too. Great two-way player. Not sure who we were talking about for that, but that's okay. Excited to hear that Michkov is falling due to Russia being banned. Hopefully we get a top 4 pick. Peter thinks Columbus will win tomorrow. Oh, Nadia's mom is here. Thank you, Jay. I missed that. I must have missed an earlier message from Nadia's mom. Hello, Missy. Nice to see you. And you're always welcome here. Yeah, Seattle's not my second favorite team, but you and Nadia are certainly my favorite fans from another team. How's that? Glad to see you. Hope you guys are well. Seattle interested in Bo. Possible trade for Shane Wright. I heard that, but then I heard it got shot down. When do I think Demko will return? After the All-Star break? Yeah, we never do well in draft lotteries, fangirl. Canucks could be 10 points ahead of last or only 7 points. Wow. You're always on. Oh, well, you mean, I know you're always on. Oh, you mean you're always on these streams. That's pretty cool. Maybe you just don't always say something. Too bad Canucks couldn't get a former Penguin, Ron Francis. He was wise in building the Kraken. He's doing a great job. Hello, Carol. Not sure if I should say excited or nervous. Sellers. Yes, we are. And yeah, we're definitely going to be sellers for sure. And I'm excited, not nervous for sure. Oh, buyout player signs with another team. I see what you're saying. And then to help eat in the buyout amount. Yeah, but yeah, I hear what you're saying, but I don't think they're going to make it that advantageous for the team that buys someone. Then you'll see way more buyouts for sure. CBJ can be a hardworking team. They could lose lots of games. Lots of close games, sorry. Oh, yes, Birdie, you are also... I get confused. I think sometimes you're Seattle and Vancouver fans. So, yes, Birdie, you as well. This is a question for Missy. Is Nadia more of a Canucks fan or a Kraken fan? Oh, and Missy just answers, hard decision. So we won't hold her to anything. Do you think they should make the max term of a contract, like have your free agent sign 6 years and other teams can sign for 5? No, because I think the NHLPA would never let that go through at this point, quite frankly. What will you do if the Canucks get first in the draft lottery? How do you celebrate? Unlimited dance moves. By the way, my horrible gritty is now a GIF, both on Facebook and Twitter, if you really want to see it. Who has a more smoother, shiny head, Alvin, Tocchet, or Clay? Well, it's definitely Alvin, then Tocchet, then me. I haven't gone completely bald before. Will the Canucks PK finish below 60? No way. I see, I'm with you. Canucks and Jets finish within 10 points of playoff spot, but finish. Yes, the Jets are doing much better for sure. Jaskrin says we should encourage Nadia to be a full... I think if Nadia lived up here or was studying up here, she would be a full-time Canucks fan. Hello. It's funny. The comment shows us hand pink waving. But Zabuza, I see the actual hands in the actual chat. Gritty, been there, done that. Canucks. Are you taking one of the Boston players like Pasta Marchand or the other guy? Am I taking one of them? No, we're not going to get one of those guys. Yeah, RNG, we can meet tomorrow. You know what worked is second intermission. Yeah, I was going to say 3:17, but it gets a little busy there because the washroom's there as well. Let's do Outside the team store. I think the team store is on like somewhere. It's very close to my section. I think it's like wherever the team store is. I think it's close to 114. It's close to my section, 114, 115. So second intermission, I will be standing in the concourse outside the team store on the first level. So if anyone's at the game tomorrow and you want to say a quick hello, whatever it may be, let's do that. So second intermission, RNG, make sure that you, team store is 111. Thank you, Twitch. So outside of the team store, section 111, second intermission, I'd be happy to meet you, RNG, and anyone else who is there. Jim Robson call, maybe the Bure goal against Calgary. Oh, I hate spiders. Yeah, Peter, I'm fine with the Kuzmenko. Yeah, it's the Miller one that bugs me. I'm fine with the Kuzmenko decision. Do I always sit in suites? No, I don't. Usually I'm in either 115 or 319. So I'm very rarely in the suite, but I get in there a few times a year. Thank you again, Twitch, for 111, gate 6. No, RNG, we'll do section 111 outside the team store. On the first level. Klimovich main roster, I think we'll be giving a shot. Salary cap is going up 4 million. Yes, but in a few years. Oh, but taking a Boston player when they go to free agency. That I don't know. What is my favorite live stream moment you've had before? The 24-hour live stream was pretty cool. And in particular, all the great guests, but the little mini concert I did with Marie Huey, I think maybe that was my favorite live stream moment. Being raided, the only because no one was hurt. Anytime I have my kids on or Gail on too. But I think making music with Marie for an hour was the highlight of my 24-hour live stream last year. Awesome. Looking forward to meeting you and your dad. Yes, Jack, we talked about some teams below us won tonight. 80 points for Miller next season. That sounds good. Zucker for Besser. I don't know much about Zucker's contract. I don't mind him as a player. When does Kuzmenko get a haircut? Who knows? When does he get an A? He probably won't. Oh, Birdie's in 113. Nice. What do you think that failed trade between Vancouver and the Islanders involved? I don't know. I actually don't know. I heard a draft pick and a defenseman, but not Noah Dobson. I don't know who that would have been, to be honest with you. No, I'm not a big fan of Lucic. Could I see Puckholes and Hoglander being called up? Yep. I think by the end of the season, you will see them come up. Friends, I'm going to end it there. Will you be doing a 24-hour live stream again? Maybe not during the season. I haven't found a free weekend, so maybe at the end of the year. I don't remember the date of the crash, Birdie. And you just hear it, but it was pretty bad. Brian is 10 and 2. Yes, go to more games, but next season. Carol Clay, we are sellers. Do we get people back or just want to trade them? No, I think you still want picks and prospects, and at least, I think Alvin Rutherford want actually roster ready players. It was a second and Dobson. There we go. Thank you, Peter. Appreciate that. Twitch, the Canucks reach out to me often, and I've gotten some really good opportunities. In fact, that Canuck Clay jersey you saw and this nameplate is a gift from them for some certain work, some input I gave them. And they're aware of my vlogs, they're aware of my music videos, and they treat me very well. I can't complain for sure. Birdie, do not call me out on time. Every show is supposed to be only 30 to 35 minutes. I always go long. It's only the Sunday one that goes for an hour. So I trust that you're not complaining that I'm wrapping up after 39 minutes. Jaskrin, yeah, you can think what you want. The crash I was talking about, LA Women's Hoops, I was actually live streaming from my living room, a different room. And then there was a car crash outside my house, but down the road, but it was so loud that you could hear it on the stream. So then I actually stopped and ran out, and thankfully no one was hurt. And then people were complimenting me, saying, "Oh, you're such a good guy." No, that was a human reaction, but it's pretty scary, but thankfully no one was hurt. And this will be the last question. Yes. Thank you. I see. I will ask a question about Sean and Jake. Thank you for reminding me for sure. Twitch is in Mexico. 240. You are awesome. I will go over another 5 minutes because I'm going to have fun with one question. And Carol, last hockey question I'll answer. Thank you. The difference between buyers and sellers. If you are buying, that means you're a Boston, you're a Carolina, you are a Vegas, a Seattle. You think that you can win this year. So when you're buying, just like any market, you are probably overspending to get what you want. So for instance, if Seattle was a buyer, then they would probably throw 3 or 4 assets at the Canucks for Bo Horvat, for example. Or let's use Carolina or Dallas as examples as well, because those are or New Jersey and Dallas, because those are the teams linked to Horvat. So those guys are buyers because they're winning right now. Sellers would be Chicago, Anaheim, Columbus, Vancouver, Arizona, a team where you don't want to make a silly move and get a good player and give up a bunch of assets for one player because you're not going to make the playoffs this season. So a non-playoff team, especially at the bottom, are sellers. The top team are buyers, and then everyone else kind of falls in between. So I hope that makes sense, Carol. Friends, this is what I'm going to ask you. So given that, and then I'll do my wrap up, but I'll do 3 to 4 minutes of your answers. I love it when you guys give me funny answers. So given that Sean and Jake are going to be on with me tomorrow night, again, not on this show, but on Game Over Vancouver, the first ever father-sons combo on Game Over Vancouver. Let's have some fun with this. For 3 minutes, I'm going to read out what's the worst thing. I hope they don't watch this. They might try it. What's the worst thing that the boys could do to me? What's the worst thing that the boys can do to me on tomorrow's Game Over show? And you can be as realistic or as fictitious as you want, but let's have some fun with this. What's the worst thing the boys could do to me on Game Over Vancouver? I'll do this for 3 minutes and then I'll do my wrap up. What's the worst thing that the boys could do to me? Oh, Harry, that's not the worst thing. That happens naturally. Make fun of me. That's easy. Pie to the face. Contradict. No, that's fangirl. Fangirl and Harry, be more creative than that. That's easy stuff. They do that already. Shave your eyebrows. That some would say that would be an improvement. Trash the Nucks big time and hope for injuries. Well, Sean already trashes the Nucks once in a while. DDT, Paul, that would hurt, especially on my laminate floor. DDT would not be good. I like that. See, that's the kind of creativity I'm looking for. Again, what's the worst thing that Sean and Jake could do? They could blame me for the Canucks losing. Show up with Bruins jerseys. Oh, that's a tough one. Tell my worst secret. Ooh, Missy, I like that, but I don't know if they know any of my bad secrets. Try to pinch you. Pinch or punch. Both would be pretty bad, actually. Leak my address. Yeah, but then they'd suffer the ramifications as well. Interrupt you, fart, and fart jokes show your bald spot curse. There's a lot there, Birdie. I have no clue what any of that means. Constantly interrupt you. Yeah, they could, but I know they're smarter than that because they also know what it takes to put on a good show. Shave my head. Yeah, I should do that anyways. That's good. Wipe your face with wet hands after doing their business. Jay, I don't know why I think that's so funny, but that is pretty funny, actually. These are great. 2 more minutes of this. Show up with steel chairs and have a brawl. Yeah, not a lot of room in here. That's a good point, Harry. Twitch, it'll be on Steve Dangle Podcast Network. So just SDPN is the name of the YouTube channel, and Game Over Vancouver is the name of the show. But we're not doing it until 11 p.m. Be a copycat and mimic everything I say. Gain 50,000 subscribers and you get one. Well, they're already at over 30. Their Pro Shop channel is doing very well. Throw a tinfoil jersey on the ice. He needs to be I don't even know what that means. Headbutt. Sell your season tickets, not give you money. Yes, that would make me very mad for sure. Good night, David. Talk to each other the entire time and not to you. Well, I don't know if we're going to fit 3 people back here or we're going to have to go with a wide shot. We're going to have to figure that out. Oh, this. now I'm sad. But this is pretty funny. Tell you that you're not their dad. Oh my gosh. Twitch, I feel so sad. Triple that match for the Canucks belt. buy you a drink, but it's actually just an empty cup. That's not bad, Tomcat. I like that better than revealing that I'm not their dad. You are not the father. It's like one of those Maury Povich shows. They give you a wedgie. That would be tough. Sing the playoff song from 2011, 2012. Yeah, you know, let me try and get that in the chat real quick. Game over. Wait, Birdie, I'll give you two. Do you mean the name of the YouTube, theirs or tomorrow night? Well, for those of you that are never going to Game Over show, I will put that link in the chat now. So this is tomorrow night show, but it won't be until 11 p.m. But you guys are used to 11 p.m. anyways. So that's Game Over tomorrow. And then, yes, tell you last minute they use you for views and you're actually not on the show. I meant just from the one stream. What, JT Miller, what was your original comment? Oh, from the one stream. Yeah, that would be very painful. Oh, Toffoli jersey. Yes. I wish we kept him somehow. Show you how to dance. Touche. Very good. That's fair. That's fair. Do the show from the living room. More room. There is more room, but then I got to move everything, including my microphone setup. No, I think if I go wide, we'll fit all three of us in here for sure. For sure. That's fair. But yeah, we'll fit. We'll make it work. Put beer in the drink before the show and you think you're drinking water. Yes, that would be rough. Birdie, just type in JR Pro Shop and you'll get that channel. And I've also put in, that's my kids' channel. And then I also put in Game Over Vancouver link here. Yeah, I don't even remember what the playoff song was. What was the playoff song? They announced they take it over my YouTube channel. Yeah, they don't need to. Their channel's already bigger. Give me a Messier jersey. Oh yeah, I know that one. Somebody you used to know. Hey Shannon, nice to see you. Go back and watch it. It's a fun one tonight. Tell you afterwards they disconnected your mic. Kevin Owens' entrance to start brawling with Sean and Jacob as they show up as the Brothers of Destruction. Yeah, so a lot of wrestling references in here. Okay, well, I hope for my sake that none of those things happen, but thank you for the wonderful creativity. You guys, I'm going to wrap up. I got to do a bit of studying, and then I have an early morning for work tomorrow. So thank you for being here. I appreciate all of you. JT Miller, thank you for the donation. I appreciate that. So as I wrap up, make sure that you subscribe. Make sure that you like the video. You can leave a late donation if you want to. You can become a member, upgrade your membership, and thank you. If you're listening on a podcast platform, rate and review. Moderators, thank you. Legendary Lucas Gates, legendary Justin Credible, legendary Andrew Chang, thanks to all of you. And everyone else in here, thanks to all of you. I appreciate you being here, and I never take you for granted. So tomorrow night, 11 p.m., not on this channel, but SDPN, me, Sean, and Jacob. Glad to see everyone else here, whether you're local or from out of town or out of country. Paul with the late night donation. Thank you, Paul. Always appreciate your generosity. The $7 donation. Let's give some Paul to hype. Let's give some hype to Paul in the chat on your way out. Choo choo. Thank you, Paul. Yes, David Blair's. There are a lot of playoff songs. A lot of fans made playoff songs for sure. But let's give some love to Paul in the chat as we wrap up. So again, tomorrow night, 11 p.m., Game Over Vancouver, me, Sean, and Jacob. I'll be at the Columbus Blue Jackets Canucks game. If you're there, you want to meet me outside the team store, section 111, in the second intermission on the concourse side, inside the actual arena, not in the store itself. And then thank you to Van City Experts Real Estate. Thank you to Perform and Transform Personal Training and Weight Loss. Okay, friends, I gotta get going. So as always, stay safe, stay healthy, take care of yourselves, and take care of each other. Did you guys know that I have a Polish friend who is a sound technician and a check 1-2 and a check 1-2? God bless and go Canucks go. Booyah. Is this thing on?